Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Superstar PartyPlex 12 FPS. This is Rabbit Season. My name is Zen, and I am technically not a player here. I'm playing more of a DM role, but also I'm gonna be Luke Luke Florentine, aka Eggs Florentine, aka Luke Wright. Yay, you know him, the Fox Man, horrible wet cat. I'm gonna be him for a little bit in here. And then the main players of the FPS are
Hi, hello, I'm VB. I'm one of the main players here, and I'm going to be bringing in the PartyPlex's most iconic child, Franky.
Hey, hello. I'm Mira, and I will be playing the words. Uh, I will be playing James Thomas-Wright, our local pizza boy.
Pizza boy.
Pizza Boy.
There's definitely not more.
Hmm. He's just a
There's
pizza
totally not.
boy.
He's just a pizza guy, just a little pizza guy. Come on.
Just a little pizza guy. It's fine.
Definitely doesn't have a vigilante background.
Of course not.
Hmm. So we start today at Luke and James's apartment. Uh, and the two of them, I think, are just chilling, which for them means cuddling, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Them chilling back at home. They're bee cuddles. They're bee cuddles.
Of course.
Uh, and Luke turns to James and is like, "Oh, hmm, I remembered something recently. You're on board with killing Rah Rah, right?"
There is a pause wherein eggs can feel like the very vehement yes agreement from James, but he's pausing because he's kind of registering his own enthusiasm for it.
Oh my
Because it kind of took him by surprise a little bit just how strong that emotional yes was. And there's like kind of a cartoonish blink blink sound effect as he blinks and then kind of relaxes back into Luke and goes kind of takes a deep breath and goes, "Yeah."
Luke gives him a little kiss on the forehead because that seems to be emotionally draining.
Yep.
Hmm.
he melts into it and is just like,
god.
she's not going to stop. So we're gonna have to make her stop. Blech, words. We're going to have to make her stop.
Luke nods. Yeah, that makes sense. I know there's other people at the Partyplex, or at least one other person at the Partyplex who wants to kill her, and I kind of asked them to just not go in alone. So, do you think you'd be willing to help them out? Make sure someone's covering their back?
Man, there is like he is like immediately nodding against Luke, kind of squeezing him a little bit closer, like, oh, yeah. He doesn't want anybody going off alone against
Hmm.
any kind of threat.
Yeah, I imagine not. He knows how bad that can go.
Hmm? Yep.
Hmm. Alright. Yeah, that's good. Um, I'll let them know and, like, introduce you guys and stuff.
That's a good idea. So I haven't met them before at all?
work security now too, so maybe you've encountered them. Kid in a razzy hoodie, ring any bells?
Should I roll history?
Uh,
Have
maybe,
Like, just to
but I
see if,
think that'd be a
like,
really low,
yeah.
really low check.
have they met
Yeah, like,
before?
mainly it's just to see if, like, he's, like, kind of seen her around the Plex.
I don't
Frankie
know if
around
they
the
have
Plex a
met.
little bit.
I don't know if they have met before, but I do know distinctly that there is a warning sign up in the security office of
Oh, yeah.
"Look out for this child."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll roll history for that to see if James will remember that and just kind of, oh, okay. Wait. Yeah. That is an 18.
Yeah, you've definitely seen the poster. Like you said, you also shared the image.
I feel like there's like a little light bulb moment that kind of goes up over his head. Like just a light bulb goes.
Yep.
It's just like, oh.
So,
Yeah, no, I haven't actually met them, I guess.
yeah,
Just make sure she doesn't shocking grasp me.
she's pretty memorable. I mean, hopefully she won't try to shocking grasp you if, she knows you're on her side in this. Um, it doesn't hurt to be careful, I guess.
Yeah, he nods. A good thing you asked for them to not go alone.
Yeah, she's pretty set on going after Rara herself, but, the security clowns tried to stop her from having that confrontation, and I get it, but it doesn't mean she should go in alone.
Yeah. Do you know why she wants to? Like, what her story is?
Hmm. Do I remember? What game was this? What was the name of this?
They probably meant
You broke it, you fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, you broke it, you fix it.
Da-da-da-da.
I don't remember if she told him her deal there.
Da-da-da. Let me just quickly scan the wiki. She said she can't leave the PartyPlex because of Rara.
Which has implications.
Oh, certainly.
She said Rara had something to do with her being stuck at the PartyPlex.
There is a sort of stillness that, like, kind of settles on James. And it very much kind of the mantle of Peregrine settling down on his shoulders as, like, his eyes narrow a little bit and he looks at Luke and goes, "Do you think she's a part of our club?"
Uh, might be, yeah. I didn't really ask explicitly, but yeah, chances are good.
There's just kind of a low sigh, kind of through gritted teeth, because there is protective anger from James on Frankie's behalf. if that's the case. Okay. Noted. So, I'll probably ask to make sure, but I'm still gonna help either way. Mainly, I just, depending on the level of this is personal for them, I just want to, because there's like levels of things I can offer, if that makes sense. AKA out of character, he's like referring to like, hey, I know you want revenge and like to kill her, but also if you can't actually go through with it, I can take over for you. Kind of level is what he's responding with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like Luke would know that because, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Luke nods. It's like, yeah, you'll have to talk with her about it. Um, yeah, I tried not to pry too much, so I don't know all the details, but hopefully she'll answer you if you're going to work together.
Yeah, I hope so, because, kind of hard to work together when you don't have all of, when you're, well, when you're not on the same page, I guess.
He
Mm-hmm.
nods. So you're cool with me setting up a meeting with her? You can, ask some questions, figure out what you're gonna do. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. He hums in agreement and just kind of leans up a little to press a kiss to Luke's forehead.
Well, Luke like nuzzles
Aw.
back against him.
It's good. There is, as always, a burst of happiness.
Oh.
Aw.
This might be as good a place as any to leave these two and switch our focus to Franky, who is going to be getting a Razwatch message from ex Florentine that says, "Hey, I found someone to help you with your uh rah quest."
She puts down whatever tool she was using in order to work on a new project of hers. And she looks over at the Raz watch. You said Rara project, right?
Yeah, I think the exact wording was rah quest because he's not sure he
Rara
wants to say
quest.
like murder plot over the network, but
No, that's so valid. That is incriminating evidence, but she kind of she kind of looks at the text and goes, "All right, who is it?" Or yeah,
mm-hmm. uh and he texts back, "It's James. He's one of the security guards here, but he's on board with uh helping you instead of trying to get in your way."
I think she kind of smiles at the fact that it's yet another security guard that's helping her. She's like, Okay. Cool. Thumbs up emoji.
Mm-hmm.
What does he look like?
I'm just picturing Handy getting there before Luke can and sending like an unflattering candid of James.
I'm imagining it's like mid sneeze.
It's just. She looks at it, sends another thumbs up emoji, and I think almost unceremoniously just kind of puts the Razwatch back down and returns back to her project.
Getting another Razwatch message that's like, so do you want to meet him and make plans?
Yeah, sure, I'll find him during work hours. Or off hours. I'll find him eventually.
Oh. Oh, I feel like Luke's like, you can just meet us at, and then gives like a room and a time when the PartyPlex is quiet, but like still technically open to guests. And it's like, meet us at like the vending machines off to the side of the arcade at, 8 p.m. tonight.
He gets another thumbs up emoji.
Handy to Luke is just like, man, for someone that really really wants to kill Rara, she really doesn't seem to care about this.
But yeah, no, with the thumbs up emojis and the texting eventually having a time in mind, she checks the current time and kind of thinks about how much time she has left to keep working on what she's working on. And I think she kind of tells herself, okay, 2 more hours of this, and I'm probably gonna go back upstairs, grab myself a snack, and then meet them. Why am I being so quiet? Is any of what I said caught?
I think so, but yeah, you did get quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, she was telling herself how much time she has to do all the things that she wanted to do. 2 more hours to work on her project, head up, grab a snack, and then meet up with the security guards.
Yeah.
And Luke will turn to James and be like, all right, she's gonna meet us at 8 p.m. tonight, so yeah.
Nods. And we'll give Luke another squeeze and just a soft little fond smile.
Oh,
You love him, boyfriend.
You love him, boyfriend.
Man, these two are so gay and soft. Oh my god.
They are. They are.
They're being gay while planning how to meet up with a child to kill somebody. I can't believe this.
Look, in James's mind, this is vigilante justice.
This is vigilante justice. He's so fucking right. Unfortunately, it's also kind of murder, so.
It could be both.
Sometimes vigilante justice can be a little bit of murder as a treat.
She deserves it.
She?
Both Rara deserving to die and Franky deserving to kill her, honestly.
True. She deserves to die by the hands of gay people and a child. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah, we can fast forward to the meeting time and place where uh Luke and James will be standing by the vending machines waiting for Franky to come find them. Franky, you can roll perception or investigation if you want.
I want to bring up a counterpoint with the fact that Franky, who has the urchin trait as her background, and her the city that she's quote unquote city that she's familiar with being the PartyPlex, that she can navigate herself pretty
Oh
well.
yeah. I was thinking more
towards-
like rolling to notice James and get a look
Okay,
at James,
that's-
but
Okay, I'll roll for that then.
Yeah, you know
Register how short.
you know the place you're supposed to be meeting. You know what Eggs looks like.
Yeah.
But James is a new entity and you've only seen one bad picture of him.
Of him sneezing.
And him sneezing. 10.
It might look like Eggs is standing there with a random other child. Or just a random other person. I don't know if Franky's gonna immediately make the connection to the picture they saw of James.
I don't think she is, but she's gonna go over. She's gonna see James with another very short person, and is going to kind of see.
You mean Eggs?
Sorry, Eggs with a really short person, and she's going. She has the hoodie up too, so she goes over. She sees them and is like, "Oh, he's still on work hours." Or something along those lines, and she begins to like turn around and leave, just so that she's not bothering Eggs during work time.
I feel like Eggs is not wearing his work uniform for this. It's like far enough from when he actually has to work. He's just chilling.
Oh, well then we're just double fucking. Sorry. We're just completely fucking over Franky here because she comes over and she sees Eggs with no uniform on, which is weird, and a small child, presumably. And it's just like double weird. Huh. Where's Eggs? Where's the adult?
Perception to see if James can save the situation.
Go ahead.
I'll roll for Luke too.
It's okay, we can have one of them automatically succeed.
Oh, that one. Handy! Handy, save us!
Save us!
Okay, if it's also the afternoon and there's some random child in a Razzie hoodie coming up.
it's night.
It's
there
night.
goes Handy. Like, Franky comes up, looks at them, starts walking away, and then Handy calls out, "Hey, kid, we set a meeting, right?"
Turns around, recognizing. I think she'd recognize Handy, right? Handy was there for you break it, you meant it.
Yeah, Handy was there for that.
Yeah,
and
Handy
I think
was there for
up.
that. So
at least
turns
one
around
cell.
and like, yeah. Sorry, do I know you?
Jeez, and here I would have thought the mask makes you instantly recognizable, Eggs.
James, I think, has, like, by this point clocked in on what's going on and is just kind of leaning against Eggs and, like, just kind of laughing. and it's noticeably laughter that's coming from somebody that is more 19 than younger child.
He doesn't have a little kid voice.
He does not have a little voice.
And
He does not.
And Egg speaks up and is like, "Yeah, hi, Franky. Sorry, I forget tunes sometimes don't recognize outfit swaps." Wait, Franky's not a tune. It's like, I forget
Franky's
sometimes
not attuned.
outfit swaps throw people off. Yeah, hi.
Hi. And she looks over to James and is like, you, and you are?
He kind of like coughs a little bit to try and stop from laughing again as he kind of wipes at his eyes and goes, "Hi, I'm James. You probably thought I was a fellow kid, huh?"
She kind of smirks. And it's very clear she's looking at how short he is, comparing the height.
Rolls his eyes a little bit and stuffs his hands in his hoodie pockets and goes, "Yeah, yeah, laugh it up. I'm small."
Oh my gosh.
Kind of raising an eyebrow in challenge.
So this is the security guard, James.
Yes, it is.
Very frightening.
Does he have to be frightening to get the job done?
Glances over to Eggs and then just kind of shakes her head.
James kind of grumbling to Eggs, like, "I can be ominous if I want to."
I
She
feel
can
like
be
I feel like it's gonna be a little more challenging for you now, Jaybird.
Amnesia sucks. Why the just kind of thumps his head against Eggs's side.
And Eggs like puts a hand around James's shoulders. Frankie wants to roll insight.
and they're gay.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I'm gonna roll insight on this.
I imagine it's a very low bar. Dirty
Dirty
20.
20.
Yeah.
She looks at them with the "I know what you are" sort of vibe, and it's just like she is. This is a field day for her right now. This is great. She's in need of a laugh. And she does have a very small little look of disgust to their affection. I'm so sorry.
There's just a little snort from James, and he kind of just flips her off.
Wow, okay.
Look, he is rising to match the energy.
I feel like
No.
Handy is snickering now.
But, like, there's also a little smirk, so like hopefully it kind of softens the flipped off finger.
It does. She's still kind of snickering at the whole thing, and she wipes a few tears that are forming in her eyes from how much she's laughing, and she goes, "Okay, okay. You, you were, you." She turns over to Eggs. You recommended him to help me with killing Rara, right?
Eggs nods. Yeah, I know he might not look super intimidating right now, but I think he'll be helpful and he's, you know, not going to try to stop you, so that's a big thing, right?
Mm-hmm. That is pretty big. Be nice to have a security guard behind my back who's not going to stop me. And she's looking back over to James.
Oh, yeah, no. If you really want to kill her, I'm not going to stop you. In fact, I'll help.
You got any what are your qualifications?
Qualifications. Well, I can't really talk about them here. Let's go somewhere that's slightly not in the open. Yeah?
She kind of gives a few glances around and shrugs. Sure.
You guys want us to come with you for that discussion, or should this be a more private thing?
James kind of shrugs. He doesn't care either way. He kind of looks at Franky and just goes, "Your call."
Do you want to help?
I'm not really sure I should be trying to kill anyone else. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm probably not gonna participate in any active violence.
Okay. Then that settles it. Just me and you then.
All right. He kind of gives Luke Eggs another squeeze and just a reassuring nod. He gets it.
Yep. Egg squeezes him back and is like, if you need me, send a message. I'll be nearby at least.
Sounds good.
And Eggs nods and he'll stay there as the other two walk off to find someplace more private.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, has Frankie said her name yet?
No. She has not. She's simply been introduced as the Razzie Hoodie Kid.
Yeah, oops.
To be
I think
fair, I think in a lot of games that do introduce Frankie to other characters, she does not tend to introduce herself by name.
fair enough.
James might need to ask.
I will say, as like since that's now been established to us players, he will kind of just tilt his head in Frankie's direction as they're walking and go, "So, you got something you want me to call you by?"
She looks up to James and kind of shrugs. Call me Frankie. I don't really care.
Fair enough. And you know my name, so let's get this planning started, Frankie. And I feel like there's a conveniently probably Nova assisted door that they can enter into that is uninhabited.
This brings up an interesting question I'm going to have to figure out later on how much is Frankie aware of Nova, but
You could try rolling a history to see if you remember. Has this door always been here?
really good point. Really good history on how aware is she of Nova. Net 1. Ha! There's just a door here that she never noticed. Ha! Anyway.
I mean, it's kind of shadowy.
It's pretty
Shrug.
shadowy.
But yeah, okay, to make things fun, what if it's a door leading into the training area that James asked Nova to create?
Oh, fun. That is indeed fun.
So yeah, so there is training equipment there's like several practice dummies for aiming things. There's kind of like I can't remember how I described it when I first set it up, but it's like kind of an obstacle course thing on one end, but like also kind of gymnastic-y as well, with like a lot of rope and running across beams and other stuff.
Fun, fun. She's taking a second, and James can very clearly tell that as soon as she enters this area, she's instantly trying to figure out what the fuck is this place? She does not remember this room being here.
He's not going to comment on it because he doesn't know if Nova wants Franky to know.
That is super valid.
Because like if she's not actually gonna like ask and stuff, he's not gonna comment on it.
She isn't asking yet. I think right now she's just kind of processing the room, but
Mm-hmm.
sees that eventually her expression just kind of falls onto, okay, I guess this has always been here. Weird. And she tucks her hands into the pockets of her jacket and just, okay. So, your qualifications then?
Do you know about Civic City, or otherwise known as Gotham?
Nuh-uh. Not even gonna roll for that one. She would just straight up not know.
He kind of chuckles a little bit. Okay. Little crash course history, I guess. Gotham is hella cursed, first off. And it's also my hometown. We've got a lot of villains and rogues over there. Living in Gotham, you guys a little bit. When you live on the streets, you have to be prepared to take a life. And Franky can roll insight on that if she wants.
Might as well. 11.
Okay. With an 11, you can tell he's telling the truth. And it kind of clicks that, that's probably why he has kind of more of, even though he's small as fuck, he still kind of has that light-footed kinship of being an urchin. Because, like, at one point, he was an urchin before he got adopted. So, like, you kind of were like, there might be a slight kindred attitude there. Maybe.
Partially. Though it doesn't give him any sympathy points.
Oh yeah, no, it's not sympathy. It's just like
I know.
there's like that slight kernel of, this person's also seen some shit. Like with an 11, also you get the sense that there are some things that he's not necessarily saying.
She's not going to particularly pry into that. That's probably going to lead to a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings she's not going to be equipped to deal with to any capacity. So just kind of nodding along to what he said, and like, yep, okay.
Well,
And why do you want to help me? Like, okay, there's one thing of wanting to help me because I'm a kid. There's another on wanting to help me kill somebody else. So what's your angle?
yeah, there is a difference. And like I'm imagining as they're talking, he's started doing some warm-up stretches kind of as they're talking. Because he is planning on doing a bit of acrobatics to help show her that, hey, I'm not just some random dude. I'm not just a rando security guard that happens to date the other security guard that you know.
Mm-hmm.
Why I want to help. He kind of sighs a little bit, moves out of a stretch, and looks at her. She needs to be stopped. I don't have the faith of the current criminal system to keep her contained. Also, his head tilts a little. Let me turn the question back on you, just for a moment. Why do you want to kill her?
You get an expression of a little bit of surprise on the question being turned back to her, and a lot of discomfort, and a little bit of anger. And she pulls a very serious expression and just simply responds, I have to.
Okay, let me rephrase. Did she kill someone you care about? Or. And he kind of fixes her with a surprisingly serious look. Or did she kill you?
She's staring back. And she points to herself.
He nods, moves into a slightly more advanced stretch, and goes, someone killed me too. Not her, though.
And that has her softening her expression just a little bit.
You said that you have to kill her.
I do.
My murderer did too, but I can't do it. He looks up at her. If it comes down to the point where you find yourself unable to, like physically, I'll step in for you. I'm not going to stop you. This isn't about stopping. This is about her to stop. And we both know she's not going to stop until she's dead.
Make me a quick insight check for me, pleasies.
Okay, that's 17.
17. You see the same serious, uncomfortable, angry expression, and there's a dash of fear that has started to also seep in there. It's very subtle, but in his offer to kill Rara for her, there's a small expression of fear. But she takes a deep breath. All of those emotions kind of wash away, and instead it just kind of leaves a much more serious, uncomfortable expression, and she nods.
He will kind of settle back out of stretching and tilt his head to look up at her and go, "If you don't want me to, I won't. This is your mission, Franky. I'm just here to help."
Doesn't matter if I kill her or not, she just has to die.
Okay.
She looks
He
back up to James. So what the hell are you doing?
stretching.
Why?
Well, I'm not exactly finished showing you my credentials. And then he kind of hops backwards a little bit because I've kind of imagined he's situated himself in front of her towards the gymnastic equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to roll. Acrobatics, yes. Okay. 27.
Oh my god.
So to paint the picture, he kind of skips backward a little bit, and then his hand kind of reaches out and grabs one of the bars, and kind of he flips himself up, and just kind of there's no other way to describe it than like put on a show. As like he kind of demonstrates how he's able to weave through the equipment, and some of the equipment I'm imagining has kind of started to move a little bit, and he's able to kind of just very vigilante like move through this entire course.
Wow.
And then
She's kind of
yeah.
smiling to the show that he's putting on.
And then like I feel like he does finish, and it's finished with a flip, and I am just gonna check to see. Okay, yeah. And he kind of still going off the 27, he actually manages to do a quadruple flip, which is very hard to do.
Which is very hard to do.
Because he's finally the proper size that he remembers being, he's able to actually flip the proper amount and have the proper amount momentum, and he lands in a superhero crouch.
Yeah.
That's why I was stretching.
I see.
But yeah, I guess the next question is, what do you want me to do, Franky?
And she kind of stops smiling as she looks up over to James, and she had a big dumb grin as he was doing all of his tricks, and now that really falters as she looks up at him, and she thinks, I'll get back to you about that.
That's okay.
I didn't really expect somebody so bendy to be helping.
He laughs.
Yeah, I'll think about what I'll let you do. I don't really know right now.
Okay. He kind of walks over to her and is like kind of stretching out his arms a little bit, kind of shaking them out just a little, because some of the tricks he did were like more high impact than he's used to now. And he like
Super valid.
he's not like beaming at her, like there's still kind of that aura of seriousness because this is a serious matter, but he kind of like gives her a small smile and just goes, I don't want to take away your choices. That's not why I'm here.
I know.
He nods.
It's just, I don't know.
If you do want me to take charge, just let me know. But I'm not going to take over unless you give me permission to.
And I think in Frankie's mind, she's imagining what it would look like if she just handed it over to James. And her inner monologue sounds like, great, perfect. He can commit the murder. We can just leave then. That sounds pleasant. That feels like best of everything, of both our worlds. You know? But the more she thinks about somebody else taking Rara's life, the more she thinks about herself just being somewhere, and then somewhere else in the PartyPlex, Rara just dies without her ever knowing. It starts to piss her off, and it makes her even more angry as she clenches her fists.
Mm-hmm. Can I roll insight to see if James kind of notices the emotional journey?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, that's a 17.
17. Yeah. He sees the emotional roller coaster that is. She's thinking about something, and then it ticks her off. And she shakes her head. I'll kill her.
Okay. And there's just acceptance there.
Surprising. For Franky, that's surprising. A little bit. But
He kind of smiles sadly at her and just goes,
mm-hmm.
sorry, I'm thinking of how to try to put this into words.
No, that's so valid.
I am going to give you every single opening so you can get her. One way or the other, you're going to get closure. And I'm going to do all I can to make sure that you get the kind of closure that you need.
The word closure is pissing her off again. There's something at the tip of her tongue that she wants to spit out, but something in her is holding her back.
Is closure the wrong word?
No, it's correct. I don't know. I don't get it. I want her dead. I want her dead so bad. And then it's whatever. It's whatever. I want her dead. I want her dead. I want her dead.
He nods and just takes in that stream of I want her dead in stride. There's there is a very visceral understanding in him right now with that I want her dead feeling, because James deep down he wants the trickster dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for him the trickster is too powerful in his head. He
Mm-hmm.
he yeah, he just kind of gives an accepting nod to her saying I want her dead. He kind of tilts his head again a little and goes, her being dead. Do you want to be able to see and confirm it? Or are you so angry that she killed you that you feel the need to do it yourself, to avenge yourself?
Her inner monologue is simply saying, confirm, 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 confirm. She responds back with, I need to do it myself.
Okay. I've shown you what I can do. I'm here to help. Will you show me who you are, what your level of performance is? Because if you need to get stronger, I'll help you get stronger, Franky. You just need to know what level you're at.
She glances over the obstacle course and she thinks about it, and then she kind of does a little smirk of, am I gonna have to do all that? And she kind of gestures to the entire obstacle course.
Laughs. No. Only if you want to. If that's something you want to diversify into. I was thinking more combat practice. And he gestures to the other side of the room that's full of target dummies.
She looks at the target dummies that are being presented to her. She shrugs. Like, okay. And she's going to walk over to a wall, take her big ass jacket off, drop it onto the floor, and she's gonna dig around through the pockets. Actually, where would she keep this? Maybe not in the pockets, but she digs around and she pulls out a knife, a kitchen knife, and she's going to kind of walk over to one of the dummies. I'm just gonna look back to James, looks back to the dummy, and stabs it. I don't really get what I'm supposed to demonstrate here.
Okay. With her stabbing the dummy, is there any kind of form there? Like any kind of training? Like, does she know how to use the knife besides just stab? Like, go pointy end, go into person.
If this is an out of character question, the answer is eh. Not really. In character, she's utterly confused how she's supposed to demonstrate her expertise on a dummy that doesn't really challenge her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just mostly confused on her own end.
Okay. James, since he was looking for that, will step in at this point and go, okay. First off, we're going to need to get you a better knife. Like, a proper knife, because I don't want you to confuse this knife with words. Basically, he says, that's a cooking knife. I don't want you to get confused because the balance is off. Like, it's not made for stabbing people, it's made for cooking steak.
Oh my god, are you gonna give me like an actual knife?
Yeah. I'm gonna get you a proper knife, kid.
Oh my
He
god.
says. Okay. So, I'll get you a knife. One that's properly balanced. Do you have magic? Wait, no. The wanted poster sign said you had
She
shocking grasp. Do you have more than just shocking grasp?
yeah.
Okay. He kind of smirks at her. For another question, do you want to practice aiming at the dummies to see if they are enchanted to be targetable by magic? So you can practice your magic with the dummies, or we could spar.
She looks up to James and she looks over to the dummies and she goes, "You know, I'd rather have something that gives me mm, something closer to what the real deal would probably be like." And she looks over to James again.
Chuckles. Okay. I don't have any illusion based spells, but I do have at least a few bardic spells at my disposal. But I also know know my way around combat. And I'm going to really quickly see if he has an actual knife he can give. Okay. Yep. He. D10. Okay. Yeah. He pulls out a dagger. And he hands it to her pommel first, kind of casually flipping it around in his hand to do so. And he hands it to her.
Oh my god. A real weapon.
A real weapon.
Oh my god. She kind of holds the dagger and she is comparing the way that the dagger feels in her hand compared to the kitchen knife.
It is like the balance is slightly off just because it's not a knife that she picked herself, but it's so much better than what she was using before. Like flavor wise, it's slightly off, but like it doesn't actually affect any of the rolls or whatever.
No, that's so valid. She kind of looks over the knife and she gives it like a few shakes, trying to feel it out. And then she grins and sets down the kitchen knife.
James kind of grins back at her and pulls out a very interestingly shaped. Is it a dagger? Is it a boomerang? It's all pointy,
Pointy.
aka out of character. It's a
Yeah.
jarring.
Jarring. Of course, the iconic. Where would
The iconic.
Where would he be without his iconic jarring? But yeah, she kind of laughs at his little weapon and readies herself. She does not have a great stance, but that's probably
This is okay. He's
understandable.
getting a feel. He's getting a feel for her combat level right now.
Mm-hmm. And can I call for a very quick break here before they do start sparring? We've been going
Totally
for about an
fine.
hour. Okay.
Mhm.
We're putting a pause here, folks, for now. Taking a mini break.
Mini break. And we're back from break. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are getting into the possibly inadvised spar right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
James kind of settles into a stance with a jarring held between his fingers and invites Franky to make the first move.
She's going to hold the knife in her dominant hand, and she's going to get into a stance. And I think her very first action is to just be right onto the offensive and try to go straight for.
Straight for the attack.
Okay, well, she was going to go. I think he notices her flinch forward, and then she figures out the logistics of, wait a second, what if I do stab him? What happens then?
He kind of smiles reassuringly at her and kind of points to some of the locations around the room that have like boxes. And he goes, there are there are minor healing potions all around the room. And I've also got healing the bardic healing spell that he has. 1 second. Healing word. I also have healing word. As long as you don't go for any of my vitals, and he kind of gestures to the points where they're more likely to be lethal on his body. As long as you don't go for any of these areas, you should be fine.
She looks. There's a smirk as she's about to say something, but then ends up not saying it, and she takes a deep breath in. And, you're not gonna stab me back, are you?
I'm, I won't if you don't want me to. However, I will be teaching you how to defend yourself. So I will have to get into your space to do so. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I just wanted to know if you were going to stab me back.
Only if you want me to. Is very deadpanned back at her.
She titters a little and shrugs.
Might as well.
And, okay, now she's gonna re-ready herself, get herself back into the headspace partially, and she's gonna go towards him to try and make an attack.
Okay, roll me an attack.
Of course. 12.
Okay, that does not hit. James, he kind of prairies the blow and goes, good. Now I need you to shift your foot this way, and he kind of nudges his foot against hers so she's a little bit more steady.
Mm-hmm. she's a little surprised. She was not expecting him to actually give notes back like that, but she does shift her foot over.
Okay, now come at me again.
She's gonna come right at him. Once more. 22.
That hits.
So, when you say that hits, as in, like, she manages to actually just.
She does manage to nick him a little bit. She actually
Okay, Nick.
manages. It's how I'm imagining this going is he's able to help guide her to making a connection, but it's not necessarily lethal, is how I'm
Okay,
imagining success rolls to happen with this being a spar.
okay, that's fair, because I don't think Franky fully understands the idea of spars. And she's just like, well, I guess I'm trying to kill him.
Meanwhile, James is with the slightly unhealthy vigilante mindset of you train with live weapons because you are learning how to use the weapon.
Of course. Why use fake ones? Duh.
Yep, yep. It plus he doesn't necessarily have a blunted weighted not weighted dagger to give her.
Of course, of course. This is the only logical way to do this. Anyway.
Yep. Like he
Oh
is a
my
little
god.
bit cavalier about this just because he has prepared all of these healing potions and like he has healing word himself.
Of course, of course.
He's someone will look at this and go, "Dude, you were insane."
He is insane, but it's okay. It's okay.
He's got a little bit of a skewed mentality when it comes to sparring.
The conversation with Luke afterwards is going to be a fun one.
Yep.
Yeah, Zen's right. Good thing Luke isn't here for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Luke would be so upset.
Okay. But yeah, she manages to nick him on the side, and
Good.
she's. I don't think she fully processes that as a success and the fact that she made contact. Much more of, damn, I miss stabbing him.
Is it
This girl.
obvious in her expression?
A little bit.
That makes him laugh a little bit as he goes, "Good. That was really good." And I feel like there's like a little bit more feedback that he gives her that I can't really role play out because I'm not
No, that's so
I
valid.
don't I'm not well versed in combat.
No, that's valid. That would especially have to go into a lot more depth of how exactly Franky is holding herself, and that's not the narration I
Mhm.
want to be giving right now. But
Yep. Yep. But yeah, so like he'll just like give her a bit more feedback about like okay, you were holding it slightly weird this time, yada yada yada, and gives her more feedback
of
because
course,
he is in teaching mode. This is like a teaching spar that he's going through.
of course, of course.
And like he's smiling at her. Like he's really proud of how she's doing so far.
She's making little adjustments, and she's taking everything that uh every piece of feedback that he gives her, she begins to kind of integrate into what she's doing, and she's trying to stay conscious of the position of her feet, how she's holding herself. She A very common thing he sees is her becoming tense and incredibly stiff, which makes her movement very clunky. And I
Mhm.
imagine there's a few times, every single time that James finds her being stiff, he kind of pushes on her shoulder and she topples backwards.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Because like right now he's like very much still trying to teach her how to strike, and
mm-hmm,
eventually they're going to switch to adding in the prairie blocks and defenses.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, do you want to roll for her attacking again, or do we kind of want to ad lib how it's going a bit?
Ah, sorry, my computer. Well, anyway, yeah, I'll do another. I'm sorry, my clip studio was acting weird. Anyway, yeah, I'll do another attack for a roll to see
Okay.
how
How how
how it
she's
kind of
integrating.
evolves. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
12. I think she's putting
Okay.
way too much effort into thinking of all of the things that James is telling her. And so she's putting way too much focus onto her feet, onto her shoulders, and she's losing a lot of the technique.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of dodges another kind of half hazard swing, and he goes, "Okay, I know I told you to keep things in mind, but you also, it's a balancing act.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, don't." He's like, "Don't get discouraged. Eventually, all of these things that I'm telling you to keep in mind will become instinct. Now, do you want to continue with attacks, or do you want to run through some defenses?"
She thinks for a bit, and I think she just nods along with, okay, let me try again, and then we can do defenses.
All right. And he makes a gesture for her to try again. Roll for an attack.
Okay. One more attack with James's wonderful advice.
That
17.
does hit. That works.
Okay. She's trying to be less mindful, but it's a little bit obvious for the fact that she's right now having a bit of a hard time getting that balancing act
Mm-hmm.
that he spoke about getting. But, kid, first time actually trying to do this in a professional sense instead of just walk up and stab sense.
Yep. And James is grinning because in like just a short little while, they've there's been progress. Like, this is progress. This is great progress.
Yay.
And like, you don't have to roll to see that there is like open pride on his face as like he kind of reaches up and pats her on the shoulder and goes, "You're doing really well."
And she can't tell if that's a horrifying thing to hear.
Yeah, it
He,
is pretty fucked up.
he notices her staring up at him, and there's a very brief moment of clarity to the fact that, oh god, he's complimenting me on my murdering skills. I'm doing good. But at the same, but she smiles instead as the thoughts go, I'm doing good. I have a chance. I can actually do this.
And he kind of, I rolled insight for him to see if he can kind of picture that kind of dual sense of, oh dear God, and also, oh, I might have a chance then
Mm-hmm.
kind of vibe. And he just kind of gently squeezes her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
You're. It sucks you're having to learn this. But since you are determined to do this, I'm very proud of how you've improved even with just this.
I am so sorry,
If you,
James, but as you say that, you see her smirking, almost trying to laugh at what he's comforting her on. She wants to say something sarcastic back, but she bites her tongue and just kind of nods,
he
accepting it.
he raises an eyebrow and goes, "Come on, let the sarcasm fly." Not gonna be mad
She
if you decide to be a little brat.
and now he notices that there's a shift between her trying to say something sarcastic and mean back, but it fades as she shakes her head and goes, "No, never mind. I can't say it."
Okay. Eh, okay. If you want to, though, later, that's okay. Yes, I know I'm opening myself up to be made fun of, but gotta let off steam. Got to let off steam somehow. I'm a good target. And he kind of gestures at a few of the little micro slices.
Okay. So, what about defense?
Great. With defense, and I feel like it kind of fades into a montage of him showing her how to block and parry and up her defense.
I'm very sorry, but do you mean parry?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's just my habit of not reading things aloud is hitting me in the butt again.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, no. Uh, I think she's slowly improving and she's kind of starting to understand things back. And I do also imagine for the fact that she also gets nicked a good few times, considering the
hmm
nature of using actual goddamn weapons.
Yep. But like it is pretty clear that like James is holding back, but like not in a way that's like rude. He's not
Mm-hmm.
going to full on stab a kid.
He's not gonna full on step a kid, which is smart, but he's still kind of stepping a kid.
Yeah. I do a gesture. It's still fucked up.
It's the fucked up. It's okay. It's okay. He came from a fucked up place. He
Yep.
he he he's pardoned partially.
Like he is like for someone from Gotham, he is being so nice right now.
Wow, so nice. Also, by the way, James, you want to do little perception check as you keep nicking, Franky?
Okay, that's a 17.
Yeah, you notice no blood. There's even with nicking, I imagine that there would be some pools of blood that come up just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
notices neither real kind nor tune. She just has scars.
He makes a note of that and kind of just files it under undead bullshit.
Undead bullshit. Of course, valid.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's helping her improve her defense and
Of course.
helping helping her get better at combat.
Good, good. I think at some point Franky calls a stop because
Mm-hmm.
ouchie,
Yep.
and she is getting rather tired from all of the movement that she's having to do.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as she says stop, he stops.
Of course, of course.
And he will kind of sit her down where, there's a couch there. Interesting. You wouldn't think there would be a couch in a training room, but there's a couch. And will guide her over there to kind of cool down and calm down a bit from the adrenaline of sparring.
Good.
And he gonna full hammer space. And he pulls out two like two cloths and some weapon oil and hands one of the bottles and the rag to Franky and sits down next to her and starts cleaning his weapon, cleaning his batter, his words, cleaning his jarring, and he will walk her through cleaning the dagger and taking care of it.
She follows along with the instructions a little bit, on the fact that, oh, he's teaching me how to actually clean this and look after it. And at the same time
Mm-hmm.
of, oh god, oh god, oh god again, oh god, he's helping me actually, like, do murder, oh god.
Yep. And once he's finished that, I am going to go hammer space again. That's the wrong one. Disregard that. Okay. He also pulls out a package of pre-sealed cookies that have come from a vending machine. And like it's still very visibly full of air. And
Mm-hmm.
he holds it out to her. And
She makes a
like
little
they're a
yuck
good
face.
they're the kind of cookies that like they're easy to digest, but they're not
Mm,
nasty tasting. But like they're pre-packaged in a way that shows that they're not tampered with.
that's valid. She still makes a little yuck face because she hates, at this point, processed food around here.
He chuckles softly. Not a fan of vending machine food?
You try living with vending machine food for a year, and then you tell me how much you love it.
No, it sucks. And you can roll me insight if you want.
I'll roll insight. This girl, insight. 12.
Okay, with a 12, you can kind of you get the fact that he is genuinely serious in agreeing with you. Maybe he's had something of a history of getting stuck with having to eat certain food
Mm-hmm.
himself, but like you don't know for sure.
Yeah, he kept hinting at being some sort of urchin and stuff and having to do things. She probably is putting that together with. Yeah, he probably gets what I.
Yep. And he will kind of bob the package a little bit, like just to make sure that she's really not wanting it, and then he is going to dig into his hammer space again. Then, because gosh dang it, this kid is going to get something, and he pulls out something good for post workout, but like it's homemade, is what it is. It's not processed. It's not from vending machines. He actually made it himself, and
Oh.
he holds it out to her and goes, "These are some of my personal cool down snacks when I work out and do this kind of stuff. If you want, you can have them, or I could take you over to one of the more private kitchens and I could whip you up something."
She looks down. Do you know what exactly his snack is? Or
My brain wants to say that it's like peanut butter oatmeal cookies with fruit slices, like apple slices.
super valid.
So like it's like got protein, it's got a little bit of fiber from the oats, and then there's also the sugar pick me up with the apple slices.
I think she reaches for the apple slices. She's a little
He will
hesitant on the cookies, but she looks up to him and says, maybe something fresh.
okay. You can snack on the apples.
Mm-hmm. I also
And
want to
he
say,
will oh, go ahead.
sorry, a detail I didn't manage to squeeze in earlier was for the fact that as James was fishing around in his hammer space, she was rubbing her own hands and casting mending on them. And if
Mm,
he ever checks her hands again, he will see that all of the scars, every place that he nicked her, has kind of been mended.
mm-hmm. Can
So
just
that's a
roll a
fun little thing.
perception real quick
Go on ahead.
to see if he actually notices.
Yep.
Okay, with a dirty 21, he does, and he just kind of turns to her and goes, "Does healing magic work on you?"
She holds out a hand and does a little so sign. It technically does, but it doesn't. Whatever, it works. It works.
Okay. Does mending work better? Like he asks non-judgmentally.
Kinda.
Okay,
I prefer to do mending over healing magic.
great. I'll see if a half-baked bard can learn mending magic. And he kind of
Uh,
quirks his lips in a wry smile.
I I think they can.
because
She responds back to his question of if a bard can learn mending. She kind of smirks and goes, "Yeah, you can."
okay, good. Yeah, he's gonna probably in the next level up or so see if he can get the mending cantrip. Because he
Yay!
wants to help. He wants to help Franky.
If only she could actually teach him.
Hmm.
But I think she gets up, she grabs her jacket, also her duffel bag that she plays down, oopsie daisy, for gore.
Hmm.
But she grabs both of those and kind of. She doesn't put the jacket back on. Instead, she kind of hooks it onto her fingers, throws it over her back, and puts the duffel bag onto her shoulder as she looks back over to James. And she's just, "So, you work in the kitchens? And you're a
Yep.
security guard?"
Yep, I started out in the kitchens, but now I sometimes moonlight as night shift for security as well. And he's gotten up and is kind of being a little close behind, like not trying to crowd her, but yeah, he's gonna take her to the kitchens if she wants and whip her something up. One of the not really used kitchens, I should specify.
Mm-hmm. That's so valid. Sorry, processing.
You're good.
Heading over to the kitchen, she kind of makes herself comfortable. She drops down the duffel bag and just kind of stands nearby, leaning on a counter, still snacking on the apples.
Hmm. So, what you want? I could
And
whip
then
up a
she.
pizza. I can make
Uh,
something a bit less processed. What do you want?
mm, thinks. She thinks really hard. Anything but pizza. She swears to God.
He kind of just chuckles sympathetically and nods.
She kind of looks around the kitchen because there's a certain food that keeps coming to mind, but
Hmm.
she isn't certain if it's even possible. But she looks around the kitchen looking for a pot
Sure that there will be a pot somewhere. Maybe roll
somewhere.
an investigation check to see how long it takes her to find one.
Well, it doesn't matter if she sees one or not because, well, she's pretty certain that if James works in the kitchen, then he's gonna know for certain if this is even possible or not. But
Hmm.
she kind of looks around for a bit and then just kind of goes, "You know, it's been a while since I've had some chili. You know how to make that?"
I know how to make that. He confirms. And you will get ingredients that are kind of from the storage part, but then also he probably does have to take a few things from his own hammer space, but he's able to make her jelly.
Yay! She's very happy that she gets yippee fresh food. Fresh food being made for her. Yay!
It's for her.
It's for her. Aww. And she kind of waits around ever so patiently, and I think at least once she pipes up with, "Is there anything I can do to help?"
Sure. He will actually give her a few ingredients and teach her how the proper way to actually dice up tomatoes and some other stuff for the chili.
Yay! She is oh so happy. She is being taught
Mm-hmm.
how to cook, and she's helping out how to, prepare a meal. And
Yep.
gosh, she kind of missed this. She missed this a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh,
Oh man. James is just having quiet emotions as he's teaching Frankie how to do this.
mm-hmm. They're both having quiet emotions. And once all of the ingredients are chopped up, all prepared, and James kind of takes over, I imagine, the actual cooking part of putting them in a pot
Mm-hmm.
and whatever else needs to be prepared. She's just kind of staring at it and she's having very, very mixed feelings, all of which tend to be very sappy.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it is pretty quick for how most tune food cooks quickly. And
Mm-hmm.
pretty soon there's a fresh bowl of chili. I'm gonna because James has something for his portion of the chili. Oh, that's an at one. Okay, I am going to call FPS rules on this, and he is going to be able to scrounge up a hot dog with a hot dog bun, and he's gonna make himself a chili dog.
Aww. Get that man a chili dog.
And if the PartyPlex didn't have hot dogs before, I'm pretty sure he's talked to Nova off screen.
I'm very certain hot dog is probably a food that PartyPlex would serve if
Oh,
he was
good.
fitting.
Well, and
Um,
then and Zen just said, "Of course you can find a hot dog. Look at this place."
of course, look at this place.
So yeah, he will find a hot dog and the chili dog, then make himself a chili dog, and he will offer Frankie a hot dog as well if she wants it. But he's also like, more for me if she doesn't.
Sorry, if it comes from the PartyPlex right now, she really does not want it, and that is once again processed meat.
Hmm. Understandable. James kind of suspected, but he still wanted to offer just in case.
That is so valid. It would be very tempting if it was anything but a goddamn hot dog. But yeah,
Yeah.
no. She kind of gets herself a bowl if they have. I want to say that they have. They either have
I've
those really tiny bowls that you can find in buffets, or she gets one of the ice cream bowls. I want to say ice cream bowl because it's funnier.
ice cream bowl. Yes.
They do have bowls. I'm just asking if they have bowls specifically for soup because otherwise it's an ice cream bowl. And she's going to put chili into it. Yeah, maybe. Still.
But yeah. And James will get her a spoon and stuff, and they can eat very tasty chili that they both worked together to make.
Of course, of course. Yeah. Warm, fresh food. Oh, what an upgrade.
Yep. And I feel like after James has like scarfed down a few of the hot dogs, he will kind of turn to Frankie and go, "Do you want me to bring you food from home? Because I can do that."
She gives very big puppy dog eyes to him.
Going to take that as a yes.
She nods. Yeah, that sounds really good. I'm so sick of all the food that's around here.
Yeah, no, there's not a lot of variety, especially when you've been stuck in one place for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Any particular dishes that you miss besides chili?
You, ever heard of something called plof?
I roll him history. Because I, Mira, have no idea what that is, but James might. With a
This
22.
this is me projecting onto Franky. Of okay. James, you've heard of plof probably from somewhere around. Maybe you had a friend that used to eat it, regardless of, or maybe you just read this up in some cultural book, but it's a food that's prepared with frying rice and then you add some garlic to it, lamb meat, or beef. It's like really good.
It sounds
Kind
amazing.
it is really good. I have a hard time explaining it, but please do Google it. It's
Hmm.
really good.
If you can spell it, I will be able to search it up much better. And
Just spell
also
it
for,
phonetically.
oh, okay. Yeah, I've never heard the dish before, but it sounds amazing.
I'm projecting this onto Franky.
So valid. After a moment, like James, like kind of like goes, "Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that. Do you want that as well
She grins
for
and
next time?"
nods.
He nods. Okay, next time I'll bring some fluff. If I'm saying it right. Oh, that looks gorgeous. My mouth is watering.
Mhm. Mhm. It's even better when you add like tomatoes and onions to it. Oh,
Oh,
anyway.
out of character. What specific culture is that from?
This is closer to Middle Eastern food. So like
Okay,
specifically the image that I'm showing, this is Uzbek.
Uzbek. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like more close to like the Indian continent or what
That
exactly where in the world it was necessarily, but it sounds divine.
It's Middle Eastern, so
But yeah, like I'm imagining maybe there's like a small dysphoria of this not dysphoria, this the people the people equivalent of a group that makes a home somewhere else because they can't go back to their own country. Dysphoria. Maybe? I don't know. Whatever. There's a little like subsection in Gotham that like is like a little neighborhood of Middle Eastern style culture that
mhm.
has that James has probably run into when he was younger. And the food was always very good.
Yes.
But yeah, so there's a little area there, and that's probably where he got it from. And there was some very nice people who took a look at his very tiny, small, hungry face and were like, "Let's fatten you up, sweetheart."
Of course, of course.
And he just smiles at Frankie. And it's very obvious he's very happy to do this for Frankie. Like, this is not him feeling any pity or anything like that. It's just he wants to make sure that Frankie can eat good food and have a gosh darn break from PartyPlex food as much as he likes PartyPlex.
She is grinning so much to the fact that yes, finally she can eat all the all the foods that she missed so much and not have to eat all of this processed food. Yes.
She is going to get fed so much.
She is so excited to be fed.
Yay! But yeah, is there anything else you want to do before James kind of texts Eggs and goes, "Hey, we're here over in this location now"?
Hmm. I think she kind of happily eats the chili and she goes back to the idea of how is James going to help me? And I think she ponders that for a little bit more. But she's so happy to have somebody that's actually going to help her carry through with this. And once again, this is also incredibly terrifying. The fact of
Yeah.
he's willing
Oh
to help.
gosh.
Oh god.
Oh gosh. It's like become real.
It's gonna become real. This is does it matter if they carry through with this? It's not like they're even going to recognize that it's her after all this. I mean, does it matter? That's not really going to carry through with her when she leaves. But she looks up to James and then goes back to her chili. It's fine. It'll be fine.
He just kind of gently nudges her a little bit. "It's gonna be okay," he says, not really knowing the internal struggle that's going on, but you know, he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to be comforting.
He's trying to be comforting, but she gives him a little smirk again at it's all going to be okay. She's just she shakes her head a little bit before looking back down to the chili and taking another bite.
James just kind of shrugs because he doesn't really know what
Yeah,
else to say.
that is so valid. Sorgy boy, she is not opening up about that.
Fine. He respects that everybody's got their secrets. I mean, he didn't tell her about being a vigilante.
Of course.
Anything else do you think, Phoebe? Or do you think this is kind of a good place to start
I think that
wrapping up?
I think this is a pretty good point to be wrapping up on.
In that case, James would have texted Eggs to let him know that they're done with what they were doing and that they are now in this specific kitchen that is unused to have food and stuff after.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And Eggs will show up at that kitchen and probably like knock on the door before entering. Uh
Mm-hmm.
and then awkwardly push the door open and step in like, "So, everything worked out?"
Just did a D2 to see if James remembered to do, like, to take a healing potion or something after. And I gotta know.
Yes.
There's, like, slight little cuts on his arms. But he's, like, beaming as, like, he shoves the last bit of hot dog in his mouth. And, like, just visibly lights up at seeing his boyfriend.
Oh, I feel like Luke
Aw.
rushes over and like checks over his arms to make sure that they're okay. And Hansy's going, "You fucking reckless dumbass," and casting healing word.
James kind of just chokes on his bite because, like, hey!
Alright, let's see.
And then looking down, going, oh, right, whoops.
D4 plus, let's see. Da-da-da-da. Nope, that plus needs to be in there. That's not a D45. 9 points of healing.
I
Nice.
am
That
going to
probably
say that
fixes it
since
all up.
we didn't, yeah, because, like, we didn't specify how much quote unquote damage there was. So,
Hang
yeah,
on. Let me
he's
roll
fine.
damage for all the times Franky hit. Hang
Uh-huh.
on. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
But yeah, so James just kind of, he swallows and goes, sorry, I meant to, we were sparring. It's fine. I mean, she got me. And, like, he sounds so proud.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you need mending, Frankie?
She shakes her head. No, I already took care of it.
Alright. Cool. Oh, nobody got seriously hurt, so it's fine.
James just kind of keeps looking more and more sheepish as he realizes, oh, whoops,
Oh, whoops.
Luke's worried. Oh no.
He's trying very hard to reel it in, but
You
boyfriend
know,
got
his
hurt.
boyfriend. He just,
Franky is
like,
not.
is,
Go ahead.
you go. You go.
I was gonna say Franky is not processing how fucked up what just happened was.
Mm-hmm.
James is slowly starting to get the inkling of, huh, that might have been a got him thing that is more fucked up than I realized. Whoops.
Oopsie. Haha. Hashtag just got him things.
Just got him things that make sense.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
That feeling when your hometown is a hellscape.
Yep.
So, did you guys exchange browsewatch IDs so you can get in touch?
Oh, shit, right.
Nope. I also forgot to do that.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I made sure to point it out.
No, like, his oh shit, right was in
Mhm.
character.
Yeah.
Jane draws watch IDs with Frankie.
Yeah, she pulls out of her pocket like a Jackie Raz watch. He's like, yeah, sure.
Great.
I need minutes.
This will be make me getting you home cooked meals a lot easier.
Yeah, it would.
So yeah, Luke, that's another thing that James is apparently doing.
Mm-hmm. That fits. That fits entirely
That-
with his understanding of his boyfriend.
That's less fucked up than the implication that they fought each other with real knives.
It's
Yep.
not fucked up at all. It's just James wanting to cook for this kid that he knows is trapped at the PartyPlex. Like,
That's normal. That's
Mhm.
been almost everyone's reaction to finding out, oh shit, you've been eating nothing but processed foods for a year.
mm-hmm.
Yep. But yeah, I don't have anything really to add much other than when they're home, James will probably fill Luke in on what was going on and what the current kind of plan is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Anything
Beautiful.
you want to add, Phoebe?
I think once James and uh once James and Eggs, there we go. Oh my fucking god, my brain. Leave for tonight. I think Franky takes another helping of chili and heads back to where she was before the FPS, where she was having her project. She sits down and she's kind of contently eating the thing. She's sitting there kind of in silence, savoring in the taste. And the thing that she's working on kind of raises its head, looks at her with a squint, and goes, why the hell are you eating that? It makes me feel sane. Why? You don't even have a digestive stomach. You don't even have a stomach. Where the hell does that go? None of your goddamn business. Like, seriously. She takes another spoonful and goes, go back to sleep. Just go back to sleep. It doesn't really matter. And it rolls its eyes and lays back down. And yeah, she just continues to enjoy her chili, feeling a little weirder now, once again, remembering the fact that she doesn't have a stomach for the food.
Man.
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 But yeah, thank you everybody for listening.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you had fun.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
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 Thank you all for listening. Bye.